All right. So we got disconnected, but now we're back. Hopefully, we won't get disconnected again. Anyways, guys, sorry about that last video. My connection was bad, and I got a call, and that just made it worse. But anyways, here is Hershey. Not Hershey. This is Cream. So this is Cream. She's also one of the girls that is breeding this year. And AMS Reptiles, yes, I can ship to Canada through Reptile Express, but the process is a little expensive, and we can't guarantee live arrival. Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching. C areas. Guys, do you know how... Okay, so if anybody has any experience with live videos, please comment below and let me know. I'm trying to figure out if after I finish these live videos, if I could, just upload them to YouTube, or do I have to, or is it gonna erase like it does on Instagram? Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing these live videos, these live shows, like every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I believe that's the time we agreed on with me and Manny. What I told Manny is that if like I can't do it, then he will do it, or if he can't do it, then I will do it. And if we can do it both together, we will both do the live video together. Okay, perfect. So I will be uploading them too. So expect a new video every week, and then at the last Saturday of every month, we're gonna have a big episode of Tiki's Geckos, which is gonna be, the production is gonna be a lot better, and you guys are gonna see a lot of high definition shots of all the animals. Sarah, hey, what's up from the UK? That's awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. So yeah, if you didn't know, I did release a new video yesterday. It was just a little update. It was me and Manny talking about what's gonna happen in 2017 and with our YouTube channel. So if you haven't seen that, feel free to watch that. I also have a couple really cool shots of the geckos and some blue tongue skinks and abronia and all that. But yeah, so here, which is better, a gargoyle gecko or crested or leopard? So that all depends to you, it all depends on your taste. In my opinion, the crested geckos and the gargoyle geckos are the best thing in the world. So I have a leopard gecko and it's awesome, but I rather stick to my crested and gargoyle geckos. So if you like terrestrial geckos, you could go with a leopard gecko. Excuse me. If you like arboreal animals that live mostly in the trees and branches, and I would go with a crested or gargoyle gecko. When it comes to crested and gargoyle, they're both the same exact care, so it just really comes down to the looks. What do you like better? But when it's about if you want a leopard gecko, it's just as easy pretty much to take care of. They just require a heat mat and some insects like mealworms and crickets, which crested geckos, they don't require any heat, and you don't have to feed insects as a staple. Okay, how much for a blue tongue skink? Blue tongue skinks, we don't have any available for sale right now, but we should have some later in the year. So I can't really tell you a price until we start having babies. When will you be putting the lily white gecko babies for sale? So Kyle, we don't have any lily white babies at the moment. Like I was telling you guys in my previous video, I did get actually 4 eggs, 2 from each female, that should hatch lily whites out. So until I hatch those out and I decide if I'm gonna keep them or I'm gonna sell them, I don't know. But in about 4 months, you guys should know. If you follow me on Instagram and social media, you guys should know if I will have some lily whites for sale, if I'm gonna post those babies. Bacon Cake is asking me if gargoyles are a bit more bitey than cresteds. No, they're not. That's a common misconception. A lot of people have said that over time. I don't know why, but Crested and gargoyles are pretty much the same temperament. They are both could be very nice. Some can be mean. Very few could be mean, but most will be nice, and some will be a little skittish. But the only thing that a gargoyle gecko bite might hurt a little bit more because they have like serrated teeth. But they don't tend to bite. They're very calm animals. Did you ever get those fat tail geckos? Yes, Kyle, I did get fat tail geckos. I do have about 7 of them, or 6 or 7 of them, and I won't have any for sale up until a couple months because I'm still figuring them out. They're doing fine. I'm caring for them, but I haven't paired them up for breeding yet. Some of my females are too small, so that's gonna have to wait. Sarah says, thank you for the shout out. Love you guys. I'm new to the crested geckos, so I love the info. You have an adult man, 2 babies, also have a leopard gecko. Awesome, Sarah. Thanks for watching the videos, and I hope you enjoy the rest. Snake Dude says, ever look into sailfin dragons? Actually, no, I haven't. They're really cool animals, but I can't focus on every single lizard I like because I would go crazy. Matthew Baker, what's up, man? Hi from Canada. Thanks, Andrew Cox. I love my Canadian fans, man. I get a lot of people from Canada and the UK, and I wish I could send geckos there a lot easier, but we're gonna figure that out. Junior Vargas, are the blue tongue skinks Eastern or Northern? The ones we keep are Northern. Scotland, Matthew Baker, thanks for watching, man. It's amazing. People all over the world. That's cool. Which is the best lizard that don't eat insects? Okay. So the best lizard that doesn't eat insects, let me think. I mean, crested geckos, you could keep them without feeding them insects, but I highly recommend feeding insects. So I'll have to get back on you on that. I don't remember right now. Brooklyn in the house. Megan Kindle says, when do you think lily whites will become reasonably affordable? Okay, that's a good question. Lily whites right now are going to be extremely expensive, especially if you want to get one from the UK, or you're going to get one from one of us, the breeders in the United States that are breeding them. When we start hatching out babies, they're going to be very expensive at first. I think in about 2 to 3 years, the price will come down a little bit more, and it'll be, more affordable for like the average hobbyist, because it's a co-dominant mutation. It's not very hard to reproduce, so we shouldn't, the price should go down. Pennsylvania, Sabrina, thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Are shingleback skinks common in the U.S. hobby? No, they are not. They are very hard to get, and we can't import anything from Australia. So yeah, whoever has them has, they've paid a whole bunch of money for them to get them legally here. And yeah, I only know a handful of people who have them. Holland, thanks for watching. Andrew, I have a lychee video, man. What's up? You didn't see my lychee video? That was like a year or 2 ago. No, that was like 2 years ago that I took out a lychee video. So go on YouTube and search the King of Geckos, Giant Geckos, or something like that, and you should see our video. No, I don't go to Repticon Atlanta, Michael. I stay in the Repticons in Florida, so I won't be going to the Repticon Atlanta. G Hunter, I have 1 leopard gecko. He's my only pet, and he's my only pet leopard gecko, and his name is Goku, because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Can you show us some Abronia graminias? Vinny, I will show you Abronia graminia next time. I can't show you today, but I promise you, next time I will show you guys. Or you could just shoot me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll show you some. Australia, awesome. What time is it over there? I figure a lot of people are sleeping on the other side of the world. Yeah, I'll show you some more cool geckos. So let me see if this guy's not gonna freak out too much. Hold on. Where is he? Alright. Hopefully he doesn't freak out. Give me a second, guys. So this right here is a quad stripe, a dark and cream quad stripe snowflake crested gecko. Lily whites, man, for lily white, you're looking to pay anywhere from $750 up to $2,000 something. So yeah, they're expensive right now. Andrew, I will make a new lychee honest video just for you, bro. Just give me some Give me some time. I still got a couple that I gotta knock out before I do that one. How did I get into breeding? I got into breeding, man, when I first got one of my crested geckos. His name was Twigs. And I just loved the colors and the patterns, and I said, hey man, why not try to breed these guys? This guy, his name is oh, you okay, buddy? He's jumping all over the place, a little scared. This is Stripes, guys. For you guys that know my geckos, this is Stripes. So yeah, I can't show you my leopard gecko right now, but I will in the future, I promise. All those animals, like the chameleons, I know you guys want to see chameleons, the leopard geckos, all those things, I will show you in another video. I can't at the moment just because I don't want to be running around in my house. But this is yeah, I don't keep my geckos outside. I'm just outside here for this video. No, I don't keep any turtles. Auto Geek 101. Hey, KS Bassing, I would say I have about 200 geckos or so, maybe like 200 and something animals. Well, it's a business, guys. You got to remember that. So a lot of those animals are for sale. So it's not like they're all my pets, you know. Okay, let's see more questions. Do you know what morph it is? Yes, this is a quad stripe. So a quad stripe is a pinstripe, a full pinstripe with 2 lateral lines. You see that straight lateral line there, and then on this side here, hold on. So that's what a quad stripe is. And oh, the leopard gecko, yeah, my leopard gecko is a Tangelo giant, so tangerine albino giant. What's my favorite morph? The lily whites. That's my favorite morph right now. Michael, I will do a reptile room for you. And Michael Robertson, here's your shout out, man. Thanks for watching. Show a lily white. Alright, I do have a lily white here, so let me show you it. He's probably not fired up because I just took him out, but hold on. Oh man, you guys are bombarding me with questions. That's awesome. Give me a second, let me find them. Yeah, so I'm actually just in my backyard right now. I'm just chilling in the back of my house. And this, alright, calm down, little guy. Alright guys, bear with me while I try to figure this out. This is one of my lily whites. He's not fired up right now. When he fires up, he gets a lot nicer, obviously. But this is my male Glory. He just produced, well, didn't produce anything yet, but he mated with 2 females. And I should have baby lily whites, hopefully, in about, you know, like 2 months. He's jumping everywhere. So this is a lily white, guys. Can you show a crested gecko with tiger morph? I will do all those requests at another day, guys, because it's a little complicated. Hopefully I'll be more organized next time. I apologize for that. Can you come to the reptile expos in New York? At the moment I can't. I will, maybe one day I will go visit and just like walk around and hang out with some of you guys, but at the moment I can't vend at New York because it's just a big trip for me, and I would have to call off work, and you know, it's not worth it for me right now. And I don't know how good those shows in New York are right now, so that will have to wait. All right, let me see. What's your favorite Abronia morph? So there's not really Abronia morphs that you could call morphs right now. There's like obviously the Abronia graminia that are green. There are some that are, you know, like calico that have different colors. There's Abronia mixteca, Abronia lithrocilla, which are different species. But I think my favorite Abronia is just the green, lime green Abronia graminia. Those are the coolest. Michael, you stay in Miami. I'm like an hour away from you, man. That's cool. Local. If you ever go to the reptile shows here in Fort Lauderdale, or you know, like West Palm, or even in Miami, I'd most likely be there. Yes, I live in Florida. Could you give me some advice on feeding my baby crested gecko? Some rockets seems to be interesting. So Sarah, what are you feeding your crested gecko? If you want me to help you with any questions, please message me. like on Facebook or Instagram, and I'd be more than happy to help. But let's keep the live video for other, for like, what's it called, for other questions. But if you have questions about your gecko, you feel free to text me or message me on the other social media. My gecko is really aggressive and always bites me. Need help. Okay, so Rico, try feeding a lot of crickets. A lot of times, especially if your gecko is a juvenile, they're very cricket hungry at that stage. Their body is just asking for a lot of extra protein. Oop. Sorry about that. Yeah, so their body is asking for a lot of extra protein. So you just gotta feed a lot of crickets, and that should, let the gecko know that you're not food and the cricket is food, and it'll satisfy its protein needs. Anyways, can you explain briefly about the type of incubators you use? I must know. Okay, Gecko Guru. I incubate all my eggs room temperature. So the way I keep all my geckos room temperature. During the day is about 75, 76 degrees. During the night it's 72 degrees. All I do is grab like one of those containers, like a Sterilite container. Even something like this might work. So you could fill it with the substrate, which is vermiculite, or you can use perlite, or you can use super hatch. You get that, you put water in that, excuse me, and yeah, I mean, you just incubate at room temperature. I don't have an actual incubator where I incubate the geckos. I kind of just do it room temperature and let them hatch. Usually it depends on the temperatures that you incubate them at when they hatch. If you have it colder, it's gonna take like 80 to 90 days to hatch. If you have it hotter, it's gonna take like 68 days to hatch, 70 days, something like that. But it all depends on your temperatures. But it's not like a science thing, man. It's not like a big. It doesn't have to be an exact science. You can play with it a little bit. How much do you need to feed a crested? You could feed baby crested geckos every other day. Generally, the Repashy or the Pangea food stays good in the cage for about 2 days. So for the babies, I would switch the food out every other day. And for the adults, you could feed them like 3 or 4 times a week. When I feed baby brother, hello, thank you. How old does it take for crested geckos to mate? So crested geckos, it really depends on the size. That's what I go by, the size. Usually it takes about 2 years, but let's say you feed your gecko and it gets up to full size in about 1.5 years, then you could breed it as well. So I like to breed my females at 45 grams, 45 and up. Usually 45 is like that sweet spot. It's like the best weight for you to breed the female. And the males, you can breed as early as like 30 grams. It just depends if the male's ready for the female or not. Some females will be bullies, some will not. So if you have a pretty, chill female, you could put a 30-gram male in with her, and he will most likely breed her, and you guys, you don't have to wait for the male to grow up as big as a female. Okay. How many years does it take for crested geckos to hit sexual maturity? I just answered that. How much do you need to feed a crested? I did answer that. Okay. Some advice on bearded dragons. My female is almost 2 years old, and she really doesn't like to eat a lot of veggies. What can I do? All right, see. So, yeah, I had that problem with a lot of other bearded dragons I've kept in the past. So, I mean, what I did was basically mixing like worms with you could feed super worms or mealworms, and you could put it in there with the veggies in their bowl, and hopefully when they go to eat the super worm or the mealworm, they will catch some of the vegetables. What I also did was that as soon as I saw that they were going to aim for the worm or the insect, I would throw a piece of vegetable in there and kind of trick them and let them eat that vegetable. Once they know it's food, I kind of just like let them starve a little bit. Not starve, but you got to get them hungry, because if you just keep feeding them insects, they're never gonna have the need to eat vegetables. So you could throw a couple like insects in there so it doesn't starve so much, but always have a bowl of vegetables in there. That way, every now and then she'll go and pick at it. Just make sure that you switch out, you make it, give them some variety, put some different colors in there. Like sometimes I'll add some like raspberries just to kind of like simulate a feeding response. And yeah, just feed a lot of greens, and you know, the different types of lettuce, turnip greens, kale, collard greens, all that stuff. Crazy Geckos TV, what's up, man? What's your favorite New Caledonian gecko? My favorite New Caledonian gecko has to be the crested gecko. There's just so many different morphs, and it's just what I fell in love with originally. But yeah, they're not, the others are not far behind. The gargoyle geckos are some of my absolute favorites, and so are the Leachianas, the giant geckos, and the mossy. I mean, they're all really, really awesome. Sorry if I don't answer all your questions, guys, but you guys are bombarding me. For a beginner, is there a suggested sex for crested gecko? It's female, easier to take care of. No. So somebody's asking me, Sam Smith, you're asking me if a male or a female is easier to take care of for a crested gecko. No. The answer is no. Both male and female are super easy to care for. They require the same care, and it's not like some of the other, you know, animals or reptile species that a female might be harder or a male might be harder. They're both very easy. All right, guys. I'm gonna take three more questions, and then I'm gonna cut the video because I gotta get back to work. But thanks for watching, and let's see. Brandon Mann, why is mid-age crested geckos aggressive? A mid-age crested gecko, I don't know what you mean by that. A juvenile, yeah, like I said earlier, it could be aggressive because it's in that cricket crazy stage, what I like to call it. So just feed a lot of insects. I have a Michael is asking, I have a bioactive vivarium. Should I feed crickets in there or in a separate container? That's a good question, Malik. It depends. Well, you could put like a little glass bowl where the crickets or the roaches or whatever you're feeding is not gonna crawl out, and put it inside the container. A lot of time the gecko will cross that, and you know, it will come by that container, that little glass cup. It will see the insects in there, and it'll just eat them from there. You could also just throw a couple in there. If you're not feeding, you know, like if they grab a cricket and they have a little bit of dirt in their mouth and they swallow it, you know, over time, if that happens a lot, that could cause an impaction. But if it just happens like once or twice here and there, you know, it's gonna pass through and you're not gonna have to worry about it. So the answer is, you could throw them in your vivarium, or what I like to do also is you could grab like a glass cup or like a glass little bowl, and put the crickets in there or the little roaches in there. That way they can't really crawl out, and then when the gecko sees it, it's just gonna come down and hunt inside that bowl. Okay, one more question. Do I like Chinese food? I love Chinese food. I had Chinese food yesterday, but I won't, that doesn't count. Okay, another question. Did something change with the taxonomy of the crested gecko? I've heard something about this, but I'm not sure. Okay, yes, so before, the crested gecko used to be called Rhacodactylus ciliatus. Now it's called Coryllepus ciliatus. Excuse my Latin, but yeah, they changed the scientific name because they found some differences between some of the New Caledonian species. But you know, same thing. Crested gecko, ciliatus, same thing. All right, guys, that's it for now. I appreciate every single one of you guys watching. I promise you guys, next time is not gonna be as improvised. It's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna look a lot better. I'll probably get a better place to film too. I don't know how the lighting was here, but thanks for watching again. I'm gonna try to have the another lily white video out by this weekend. I'm gonna really try, but I can't promise. And you know, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate every single one of you, and until next time, mwah, see ya.